Really just think about like how do you want to feel in 2025 when January, February, March comes around, or like summer 2025, like genuinely what do you want to be able to say that you accomplished in the last 3 months of 2024? And whether it's you have a job or you have like you're in a new country or a new city or a new school, like whatever it is that you want, just like visualize it as if it is your reality until it becomes your reality. And then you just have this steadfast sense of like deep fulfillment and contentment with your life. So happy Sunday. So it is finally fall and I am so excited. Like fall is my favorite time of the year for so many reasons, but I was on TikTok recently and I heard of this whole idea called the winter arc, and essentially it's when you use the last 3 months of the year to basically glow up or like just like focus on your goals for the next year. And like one thing about me, I love a mini glow up season. I love just like taking a season of your life or like a couple months in a year and just really focusing on your goals. And I made a video last winter about like how to make the most out of winter, and I basically just talked about how winter, it's a great time because there's not that much going on, and summer, there's always so much going on in summer. Like there's weddings, there's birthdays, there's everything happens in the summer. But I feel like when fall and winter comes around, things start to like calm down and you finally have time to really just do what you want to do and focus on yourself. Step number 1 on how to do the winter arc properly. One thing that I love to do is just write out my goals, and whenever I write down my goals, I always script as if I'm living my goals in the present tense. So I remember before I moved to New York, that was something that I did so frequently. I would just literally like script the life that I wanted to live in New York, and I would write down like, oh, like I'm 24 years old, I'm a master's of public health student at Columbia University, I'm walking in Central Park, it's a Sunday, I have hot chocolate in my hand, I'm listening to a podcast, and I would literally just like script it and I would really visualize it. And I remember last year when I moved to New York, I was reading my journal and I was like, wow, like this happened. Last year was 2023 and I was scripting in 2022. And yeah, when I was reading my script from 2022, I was like, wow, like this literally all came into reality. Like there have been so many times when I'm walking through Central Park and I'm just like listening to a podcast. I have like a juice or a tea or hot chocolate in my hand, and I'm doing my master's at Columbia, and it's like I live in Manhattan. Like this is the life that I scripted. So I really think scripting works. I love scripting. It makes you feel like whatever you're going, like if you're going through something, it makes you feel like there's gonna be an end to it because you believe that what you're writing down is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And I feel like for me, it's worked so many times. Like I feel like my life is a testament to like manifestation and just scripting. I'm such an advocate of like writing down your goals and weekly just reminding yourself of like what you want, the type of life that you want, and just scripting is really just what makes me keep moving forward and pushing through whatever I'm going through, because I'm like, I know it's gonna get better because what I'm writing down will happen. That's what I believe when I'm scripting. Like I genuinely believe this is going to happen for me. And anytime that I've scripted, like sometimes it won't go exactly as how I scripted, but it'll be even better. I feel like there's just been so many times in my life when it's like I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but it's like I got something even better. So it's like I can't even complain. The next step is to get a consistent workout routine. I have a few beginner gym friendly videos on my channel. I think I want to make some more, but I always feel like whenever you have a glow up season, you have to include physical activity into it. I love working out, especially in the winter, because all I can think about is how I'm gonna look like in the upcoming summer. And I have grad next summer, so I'm literally just thinking I just want to look good during my grad ceremony, and like during my grad pictures I want to look good. So I literally just think about like the dress I want to wear for grad and like how I want to look, and it's not even like how I want to look, it's like how I want to feel. Like I love the feeling of just being fit and healthy and just taking care of yourself. I feel like your energy is just so much lighter and better when you like just take care of yourself. And I feel like the key to being consistent, whether it's like working out or running or going on walks, having like a friend to go to the gym with you really helps, because the reality is like you're not always going to want to go when you need to go, but then when it's like somebody is waiting for you to go, that is really what helps me. I did personal training a few years ago, and there were so many times when I just did not want to go to the gym, but the fact that I committed to personal training, it was honestly my motivation to go to the gym. It's like I literally have to go because somebody is relying on me to be there and I paid for this, so I have to go. I also feel that way with workout classes. Like, I love hot yoga, and there's times when I don't want to go, but I'm like, I paid for this, so I have to go. I feel like that's another thing that helps with having a consistent workout routine, is just adding variety to it. So sometimes I'll do hot yoga like once or twice a week. Sometimes I'll go to a Barry's class. I like how with ClassPass you have access to so many different types of workout classes or yoga classes, or like just any kind of physical activity. It's on ClassPass, and sometimes I feel like when you're only going to the gym, it can be so boring. I always like to mix up what I'm doing. Like sometimes I'll go to Barry's, or I'll do a hot yoga class, or like I'll try out a studio in Brooklyn. Like I try to make it a little fun. The next step is figuring out a morning and night routine that works for you. And I really emphasize works for you, because what I see sometimes in terms of like content creators, I see a lot of people that like wake up at like 5 a.m. and like go to the gym. Like they do all these things that for me, it's like, I just can't do that. Like I've tried so many times to be a 5 a.m. gym girly, and it's so difficult, especially when you're like a student or like when you work full time. I feel like it's difficult because it's like, if you're waking up at 5 a.m., that means I have to go to bed at like 9 p.m. and I just can't do that. Like I'm really busy during the day. But for me, like I have a morning routine that works for me. It doesn't require me waking up at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and doing all of that. I think with the night routine, something I've recently started doing is having like a certain time when I need to get off my phone, because I'm such a victim to doom scrolling. Like I will literally procrastinate going to bed for no reason because I'm just on my phone doom scrolling. I'm like, this has to stop. Like it's so unhealthy. So now I'm like, at this time I just can't be on my phone. When you have like a great morning routine and night routine that just works for you, it's like really just like tailored to you. It makes you, I feel like it just makes your week and your life so much better. Like I remember when school first started a few weeks ago, my routines were awful because I had just moved. Like I was in California and then I had to come back to New York, and I felt like I just had no routine, and like I just during the weeks honestly felt so painful because I was sleep deprived and I just was not taking care of myself. You really just have to force yourself, at least for me, like you really just have to force yourself to be strict with your routines, because you know that the future you will be thankful for you. Will be thankful that you did this. It's the same with like going to the gym or just like taking care of yourself. It's like in the moment you may dread it, but like the future you will be thanking you for taking care of yourself and like for doing what's best for you long term, not just like short term. In addition to just having a morning and night routine that works for you, it's to have a skincare routine. I feel like I like fell in love with skincare kind of like a bit before the pandemic, but then during the pandemic I was like really like, I was so deep in my skincare routine. For me, what really helped me create a skincare routine that worked for me was finding dermatologists on YouTube or TikTok. But for me, I use YouTube that look like me and either look like me or they know how to treat anything I have. I have eczema, and sometimes I get it on my face or like around my eyes. Like a couple years ago I had it really badly and ended up seeing like an actual dermatologist. But before I saw an actual dermatologist, I would just go on YouTube and I just learned about different skincare products like salicylic acid and retinol and all these ingredients that people always talk about. Like I just like studied them, and I was like, I just started paying attention how my skin reacts to certain products and like really what works best for me. And the last step to the winter arc is just being very persistent and visualizing your goals and really embodying what you want to feel like and look like in the spring. So when March, April, May 2025 comes around, like what do you want to feel like? Who do you want to be around you? Like what do you want to be going on in your life? What do you want to be able to say that you've accomplished? That's like one question I always ask myself. It's like at the end of this year, like December 2024, that's kind of how I go about goal setting. Is I kind of work backwards in terms of like, when I'm this age or at this year, what do I want to be able to say about my life and the way I feel and the people that are around me and like what I have and what I'm working towards. And I really just like visualize it and just like feel the feelings that I would feel if I achieve these goals. Like since I was 19 years old, I remember being in France. It was when I was studying abroad in France, and that was when I fell in love with living in different cities. And I was like, I want to just continue just experiencing different cities around the world. And I knew like in my mid-20s I want to be in New York. Like that was always my goal. And since I was 19, I've literally just been visualizing the life that I want to have in New York City. And it's so crazy when the things you used to visualize and the things that you so desperately wanted to manifest become your reality, because you just get so much satisfaction and it's just so fulfilling to be like, wow, like this is what me, like the 19-year-old version of me wanted. And it's like, wow, like the 19-year-old version of me would be so happy to know that this came true. And that's how I see like the winter arc, and that's why I just love things like the winter arc or just like a glow up season, is when you do what you need to do and then you get to the other side, you just like look back at the old version of yourself and just feel so proud, like wow, like I did it. It's like I bet on myself and I did it. And that's how I feel about the winter arc. Yeah, literally just think about like how do you want to feel in 2025 when January, February, March comes around, or like summer 2025, like genuinely, what do you want to be able to say that you accomplished in the last 3 months of 2024? And whether it's you have a job or you have like you're in a new country or a new city or a new school, like whatever it is that you want, just like visualize it as if it is your reality until it becomes your reality. And then you just have this steadfast sense of like deep fulfillment and contentment with your life. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you are still watching, I feel like I rambled a lot in this video because sometimes I feel like my videos are so repetitive, but if you're still watching, thank you so much. Bye.